All right, guys. Today I'm going to tell you a joke about ghosts. Have you ever seen a ghost? Smash that like button if you've seen a ghost. They look like this. Kind of spooky creatures. So the word spooky means scary, by the way. So here's the joke. Why are ghosts such bad liars? Why are ghosts such bad liars? What do you think? Because they're easy to see through. Because they're easy to see through. There's the joke, guys. Do you get it? Do you get it? That's what you ask after you tell a joke, if you're not sure if the other person understands it. Do you get it? So this question means, do you understand why the joke is funny? You could say, I don't get it, Mark. Can you explain it to me? I don't get it. Or if you do get it, you can say this, I get it. I get it, Mark. Well, if you don't get it, then stick around. I'm going to explain it to you here. Okay, so why do you think, what makes this joke funny? So we've got ghosts. Why are ghosts such bad liars? Okay, so we've got ghosts, bad liars, and what's funny about this? Because they are easy to see through. Something we can predict that the thing that makes this joke funny is these words right here, see through. Do you know what see through means? Okay, it has two meanings. It has a double meaning here. It can mean literally transparent or figuratively transparent. Okay? Literally means real, physically, or like figuratively means it's kind of has some other meaning. Transparent. Do you know what transparent is? Let me just check if I hit record. Yes, I did. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you're doing great. So, transparent means that you can see through something. Okay? So look at this kid. This kid is blowing bubbles. Did you ever blow bubbles? No. You don't whistle. I whistled. You don't whistle when you blow bubbles. No, you just go. You blow. And the bubbles, whatever, float into the sky. So yeah, look at these bubbles. Okay, bubbles are transparent because look at this bubble. We can see through the bubble, and we can see the tree through the bubble. Okay, so bubbles are transparent. Okay, ghosts are also transparent. So look at these. The ghosts, right? You can kind of see through them. So ghosts are, it's kind of they're like bubbles in that you can see through them, right? So here's the joke. Okay, why are ghosts such bad liars? So, well, because they are easy to see through. Okay, so we know that ghosts, now we've got the literal meaning of transparent. Ghosts are literally, like physically, easy to see through. You can see through them, right? Now, what about the figurative meaning? Let me ask you a question, okay? If I say this, I gave $100 to charity. Look at me. I gave $100 to charity. Would you believe me? What if you knew that I was lying. Maybe I spent the $100 on pizza instead of charity. So then if you knew that, if you could see the lie, then you can see through this and see that it's a lie, right? And the way we say that in English is this. You could say, I can see through his lies. You could say, I can see through Mark's lies. He didn't give $100 to charity. He used the money to buy pizza for himself. So you could see through my lies. That's how we say it in English. It's a little bit weird because really we're not seeing through the lie. We're seeing through the statement, right? Like, I mean, if I say this, right, I gave $100 to charity, you are seeing through this statement and seeing it's a lie. But the way we say it in English is we say, I can see through your lies. Does that make sense? In your language, do you also have the same idea where you can see through lies? Do you use the same words in your language to link these two ideas? Or would you say, I can see through his truth? Because in a way that would also make sense, right? Because if I say this, I gave $100 to charity, I'm saying it as though it's truth. I'm trying to convince you that it's true, but maybe in your language you would say, I can see through his truth and see it's really a lie, right? I don't know. Languages work differently. Not everything is easy to translate directly from English to maybe your language. But the way we say it in English is we say, I can see through his lies or her lies or whatever. So there's another way you could say it. You could say, he's lying. I can see right through him. He's lying. I can see right through him. You could say, Mark, I can see right through you. So you can see through a person, not just the lie, also a person. Okay, so you can see through a person. You could see through a lie. You could see through false intentions. For example, imagine if someone says, I love you so much. I want to have a relationship with you. We'll be great together. We'll stay together forever. What if the person's intentions aren't pure? What if the person is trying to use you or steal from you or hurt you in some way? Okay, then their intentions are false. And sometimes it's easy to see through people's false intentions. Sometimes it's maybe hard to see through people's false intentions, right? If they're good liars, it's not good to lie, guys. Lies hurt people a lot. So now we know both parts of the joke, right? Why are ghosts such bad liars? Okay. Because they're easy to see through. Okay. So we can physically see through the ghosts because they're transparent, but also the lie, we can see through their lies. That's why they're bad liars. They're bad because it's easy to see through the lie. If someone is a good liar, it's harder to see through their lies, right? But bad liars, they're easy to see through. So we can see through these ghosts literally and figuratively. Does that make sense? That's why the joke is funny. Okay? Now, jokes like this are often called one-liners. or dad jokes. Okay, the reason they're called like one-liners is because they are short. It's just one line. Like, why are ghosts such bad liars? And then the answer is one line. Because they are easy to see through. Okay? I don't know why people use the word dad jokes. Maybe people have the idea that dad jokes are lame. Lame. If a joke isn't that funny, then it's lame or cheesy, maybe. So I don't know. But anyway, just so you know, these kinds of jokes, just really short jokes, are called one-liners or dad jokes. There's millions of examples of these on the internet, guys. Now, I want to ask you a question. What do you call someone who is easy to see through? We have a word for this to describe someone's personality or their character. If someone is easy to see through, they are called an open book. Okay? So if a person is an open book, it's easy to see who they really are. Some people, they're bad at hiding things, right? They're always showing exactly what's going on in their head or in their heart. I've met people like this. I like open. I think it's good. It's good to be an open book because people generally like transparency, right? If someone is an open book, you don't have to guess what they're thinking or what they're feeling. They're just going to show it all the time, right? So usually people who are open books, they're bad liars, right? It's easy to see through their lies. They might even not even try to lie because they know they're bad liars. They might say, I don't even try to lie anymore. I'm an open book. People can see right through me. Okay? So I think it's generally seen as a good thing to be an open book because it's easy to get to know people like that. It's easy. It's like if you have a book on your, let's say you have a book on your desk. If it's open, it's easy to see into the book. If it's a closed book, well, then you have to open the book. And that's more work, right? You have to make more of an effort. But if someone is an open book, they're easy to get to know. Usually they have a very friendly personality. They don't try to hide things. That's the thing. They're not trying to. I mean, they don't have the ability to hide things. Maybe they do try to hide things, but they're not good at it. So most of the time, if people are an open book, it's kind of seen as honest. They're seen as honest people or people at least that you can easily see their lies. If they're a bad person, at least you can easily see what their bad intentions are and you can avoid them, right? So most of the time people view transparency as a good thing. For example, you'll hear people say, we need more transparency in our government. Do you agree with that? I think most people agree with that, right? They want their government to be more transparent. They don't want hidden deals and like backdoor deals, secret stuff happening in the government. No, because they're the ones who are paying for their government, right? If you're paying taxes to the government, you want the government to be very open and transparent, right? You want the government to be like an open book. Everything is clear. Everything's easy to see, right? So, I don't know. I mean, I've never heard anybody say I want less transparency in the government. Have you ever heard that? The only people who want less transparency are people in the government. Right? If you work for the government, maybe you want less transparency. But if you're a normal citizen like you and me are, you want more transparency. Does that make sense? I think you would agree with me, right? So transparency is actually it's a good idea. I mean, it's seen by our society here, at least in Western society, it's seen as it's a good word. So if a company is transparent about its policies, let's say, or if some organization, let's say the police or like I said, government, any organization like a charity, okay? Charities are definitely supposed to be very transparent, right? Because they're not trying to make money for themselves. They're trying to help some people in the world, okay? But some charities are not transparent at all. So yeah, so transparency is a good thing. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Let's do some homework. Are you an open book? Guys, let me know in the comments if you are an open book. Yeah, hope you guys are doing great today. That's all I have for you, just a simple joke about ghosts. Guys, as always, I love you very much. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy wherever you are. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.